My name is TJ Mannix, and I am from New York City, but I used to live in Raleigh and Cary, and the rest of the family's still local. And Mr. James Rushin is here from Pittsburgh. So you're probably wondering what this show is about. We are also. I'm looking into either of our eyes right now, and they are completely blank, because we have absolutely no idea what is going to happen in the next 25 minutes. Because everything is going to be completely improvised. So every word that is spoken, every song that is sung, every lyric, every character made up, every note that's played on this piano will be improvised on the spot. And we're going to be inspired by a suggestion from you. So, to get started, all I need is someone who is willing to tell me their name.
Carrie.
Carrie. Hi, Carrie. So, Carrie, what is your middle name?
Ann.
Ann. So, it begins with an A. Ann? Great. So, right over here, can I ask you, can you give me a letter that begins with, a word that begins with the letter A other than apple?
Alligator.
Alligator. Great. Thank you. Welcome to LimboLand. Seriously? You think this is necessary? Yeah, I know it's two-way glass. I know there's someone behind there. So why don't you just come around and talk to me? I might be guilty. But I suppose you have to be smart enough to figure it out either way, huh? Scared? Worried? Concerned? You should be. Even with handcuffs. I was physically superior at a very young age. No, it's true. I was the youngest lifeguard that they ever had. And I was saving lives when I was 9. I had a weight bench set up in my room. I asked my parents to move my older brother out so I would have room for him. And at first they were reluctant because we had a 2-bedroom house. But I can be pretty persistent. And within 3 weeks, my older brother had his twin bed sitting next to my parents' bed. I mean, I convinced him it wouldn't be a big deal. He was 17. He should have left the house. He's still there. And it's still my room. I got into weightlifting pretty early. I was a wrestler. It's not every 12-year-old who can confidently carry off a singlet. I think confidence was a recessive gene in my family. Hadn't been there for a few generations. So they saved it up for me. Some might say uber confident, hyper confident. I would say aware. So if you have any questions for me, come around this side of the glass and ask. Come around and ask. I think I'm just going to tell you what you want to know. I'm smart too. Not going to incriminate myself, fellas. I can wait it out. So your parents let you come out here and lifeguard by yourself? Was that a yes? So they said this is your 15th year lifeguarding. That's amazing. No, I still live at home too. Oh, you don't? When did you move out of your parents' house? When I was 14. I moved out. They didn't ask me to. I was just ready to fly. Wow. I don't know, I'm 24 and already I feel like I don't even want to go because I don't want to get off my parents' insurance. You're brave. I mean, but why are you still doing the same job that you've been doing since you were 9? Because I do what I want, when I want. This is what I want. You're giving me a judgy face. Everyone must do just what I say. You think I'd ever do this and just leave this job? When I have this much power, why the hell would I walk away? I refuse to. Tell me more. When I started out on Cocoa Beach, there were those that had their doubts. But I've got to tell you, those lifeguards had their problems eventually. I just chased them out. That's something that was violent. Did you intimidate them? Just about to tell you and you interrupted me. I lost my place. Oh, that's okay, because I thought maybe we would talk about me for a little bit. Now I remember. nervous because the last time you told me that I talked at the wrong time, so I didn't want to talk at the wrong time. But you stopped, so I feel like now I have to fill the space, otherwise it'll be awkward. Slow down! So I'm on the student government for the 3rd year in a row. And when they had the elections, I won, and they called it a landslide, because I won by like 37 votes. And, so I'm going to be like, I don't know, I mean, it's one more thing to go on my resume, and I feel like I'm going to get in such a good school. It's going to be amazing. Well, I am just so proud of both of my boys, and I can't tell you how much. No, I don't even mind that you got magic marker on my carpet when you made all those posters with your friends the other day. But I suppose it's kind of passive-aggressive for me to bring it up at the dinner table. So I'm going to get one of those Mr. Clean magic white things that you can rub stuff out with, and I'll do one of those, and those will probably get it out. Big deal. What? You're so funny. I mean, your legs barely reach the chair, and you act like you're like so like old and stuff, and you're like 5.5, so like. I am almost 6. And I am not questioning my life path at all right now. See, my boys are talking. Yeah. So, I understand we wanted to talk about possibly having somebody switch to the bottom bunk and somebody switch to the top bunk. Is that something both of you want to do? No, I'm not really. I should be on the top bunk because I'm older and it's just easier, and and then I have my private space between me and the ceiling. If you guys are going to keep me down, you don't understand. It's like putting you put a brick in my head and are like, you're like, don't grow, and I'm like, I'm gonna grow. So he had it for a long time. He had the top bunk when I wasn't even born yet. I had both bunks before you were born, and I gave up one of the bunks when you were born. So I already gave up half of that. When are you going to give up your half? I'm almost 6 and I don't know fractions yet. So maybe you need to speak clearer or you're never going to get what you want. We're out of protein powder, Mom. No, if I'm going to go to school, I'm going to go to school ready. I know. I used to hear you when you talked about how you got beat up on the way home from school all the time. Well, guess what? That's not going to happen to me. If it's the last thing I do. made you happy. It is something that I never ever dreamed. And when they look into my eyes, surely they might call it pride. But I know what I'm thinking of. That if you were me, if the world could know how passion flows from day to day, if they would know how my life would go, the night these boys were sure. I may not remember your name, but Joey has her eyes for what I recall. Kind of fuzzy these days. That night in Cabo. She still has a trick or two up her sleeve. Carlos, oh Carlos, you serve me more than margaritas on that night. Carlos, oh Carlos, if you knew just how he grew and grows and grows and God, he looks like you, Carlos. He has your he has your disposition and your drive. Whoa, IP, please. I don't look like I'm under 21. Look at me. Look at how I'm dressed. I see how you're dressed, Blondie. But maybe that's one of multiple reasons why I did not have any children. That's surprisingly deep from a security person. Here. Rebecca Chang. It's not bad. Go ahead. Is there anybody else out there in line? Come in. It's dead. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking, is it's dead. I mean, we gotta let somebody in and they're not gonna be able to pay us, right? You know? It's not how it works. It goes through payroll and we get paid regardless of how many people come into the club. So you're like the oldest bouncer I've ever seen. No, I mean, not that you're not on point, you're still like fit and, you know, like the ladies like you and all, but I mean, that's why they have you work outside, because you're like catnip, but yeah. I've been like that since I was little. Yeah, most people, you know, when I tell people that I'm 65, they're like, what? And I say like, no, really, I'm 65. And they're like, no, you're not. And I'm like, why? Because I can do this? Is this what you think that I'm 65? Because I can still rock this? Is this a problem for you? You don't have, you are surprised by this? And they say, yeah, that's part of it. Because, like, my grandparents are 65, and you're more spry than they are. And I like, you know, I don't know, I feel like maybe I am reliving, or I'm living my childhood for the first time now, because I was, my mother used to call me driven. So, yeah, I was very advanced for my age, both physically and socially and sexually. So I missed out on the developmental years in which I would have developed a sense of play. You overshare sometimes. Hey, I may be 65, but this is not the end for me. I got stuff I'm going to do. You don't understand. You don't know me. You don't see me. You don't know what's in my head. You don't know whether I'm still like 12, because mentally I'm 12 because I didn't get to be 12 when I was 12. You know what I meant by that. It's not mentally 12, but like emotionally 12. Not emotional. Like I didn't get to be 12. So maybe I want to be that now. Oh God, am I tearing up again? Shit. No, I don't know why it happens. It just happens when you hit a certain age. That's why you see old people with handkerchiefs. I always thought that was gross. I never knew why people had handkerchiefs. And I was like, why do you have that? You're going to blow your nose in that and then you're going to put it back in your pocket? That's disgusting. And then I was like, oh, maybe some people do that because their eyes leak a little when they get older. Because they're so full. So I ain't got no regrets, none that I can think of right now. Cause I lived my life advanced in the fast lane, moving by everyone somehow. I just knew I had to get there. I had to get there fast. And I didn't take the time to get to know those that I passed. And when I was up ahead, that was what I planned for. And that's what I became a man for. To be in the front, in the lead, to be the man. Catch up to you. And sometimes you just think maybe I put like the pedal too fast occasionally. And maybe I missed out on one or two things. That's entirely possible. But I went after things aggressively and I can't regret that. Eyes on the prize, I went for it. And damn it, I've got no regrets. someone that's coming after me. Or maybe just like